It's time to bring up that playoff map showing which states are in postseason mode right now. And you can see all the states in blue are playing playoffs tonight and this weekend. New states like Alabama, Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Ohio, and many more are starting this week. And then all the states in the darker color will get going next weekend. Alaska, the lone state that is completely done, Chris. You know, the states in the dark colors not in postseason tonight. It's pretty much playoff atmosphere because many teams are fighting to at least get in.
Yeah, and that, of course, means that people need to quick score the games because it becomes even more valuable to people out there. But now, as playoffs begin in most states, the excellent 25 didn't really change much at this part in the year as it was still, you know, late in the season. Bishop Gorman, though, still holds on to the #1 spot in Excellent 25, presented by the Army National Guard. However, postseason play means big games and potentially bigger victories, meaning Bishop Gorman is by no means a lock to finish #1. So let's bring in National Football Editor Steven Spiewak. And Steve, late regular season play usually shows little movement as the playoffs will weed out the pretenders. So let's discuss the lone new team, Hudson of Ohio. And are they a contender or are they a pretender?
Well, I definitely think they're a contender, Chris. At this point in the season, it's not about reputation, it's about resume, and Hudson's resume speaks incredibly loudly. They are 10-0, led by their head coach, Ron Wright, and I think they really jumped out to people on the national scene after their victory over Mentor. Mentor, of course, one of the top public school programs, one of the top programs overall in the Cleveland area and in the state of Ohio, but Hudson knocked them off, and they are averaging over 39 points a game with quarterback Mitchell Guadani tossing 29 touchdowns. They have a first-round matchup against Perry High School, but in the second round, they could face St. Ignatius. So it's good that Hudson has some momentum heading into the playoffs, but that second-round matchup could be a doozy for them. Guys, we know that the Ohio Division I state bracket is basically as tough as it gets. With teams like Centerville, they're undefeated. They're also 10-0. They're on the opposite side of the bracket from Hudson. Of course, the alma mater of the likes of Kirk Herbstreit and linebacker A.J. Hawk. They're led on offense by running back Spencer Crisp, their standout dynamite player. Guys, something to keep an eye on, though. Half of their 10 wins, so 5 of 10 victories have come by 1 touchdown or less, so 7 points or fewer. And sometimes in the playoffs, if the ball bounces the wrong way, that could make the difference. So they've had some narrow victories, but they too have a little momentum coming off a big victory over Huber Heights Wayne. And finally, the team that entered the season as our #1 team in the state of Ohio and the favorite to win the Division I state championship bracket, the St. Edward Eagles from Cleveland, Ohio. I don't think many people would argue that they are the most talented team in the state, and they are coming off a big victory over their rival, St. Ignatius. What I love about the Ohio Division I state bracket, no matter what part of the state you're in, whether it's the southwest corner in Cincinnati, up in the northeast corner, the Cleveland area, or anywhere in between with the Pickerington schools, the Dublin schools, there are teams that could take home this bracket from all parts of the state, and it's really one of the most fun brackets to keep an eye on in November.
All right, thanks, Steve. And you can find all playoff brackets on MaxPreps.com right now. Just go to MaxPreps.com/playoffs.